the demand is still greater than what we can provide.
Here at Union Gospel Mission, there are 92 shelter beds for men in Metro Vancouver looking to escape the cold. But Nicole Mucci with UGM says there's still not enough space, and shelters like theirs are consistently turning people away. In the legislature Monday, calls from BC United Surrey White Rock MLA Trevor Halford to increase shelter spaces across the province.
I had a 7-year-old woman come up to me and say, "Hey, do you mind when you're not here if I can park in your parking spot?" And I said, "Absolutely." And I said, "But, do you work around here?" And she goes, "No, me and my daughter are sleeping in my car. And if I park in your parking spot, I probably won't get harassed that night."
BC's housing minister says in a statement that the province, through BC Housing, is funding 5,000 shelter spaces in 50 communities throughout the province, including permanent, temporary, and extreme weather response. This includes 603 spaces in Vancouver and 429 in Surrey. But there is growing concern for those who will not get a space and have to brave the elements.
We see, I think, almost every single winter for the last 5 or 6 years in Metro Vancouver, somebody has been seriously injured or died because they've tried to stay warm in a tent and it's lit fire.
Sarah Blythe, who works with the Downtown Eastside Emergency Hub and the Overdose Prevention Society, says she's been collaborating with the province and community groups to figure out how to help.
We're working on some solutions, some drop-in centers that people can go to, some homeless resource centers that are specific to just getting people off the street, out of the cold.
Blythe says there's a need for 24-hour shelters. Many, like warming centers, are limited to just the daytime or nighttime. In Metro Vancouver's 2023 homeless count released in early October, it suggested a 32% increase in people living on the street since March 2020.
The shelters that we open during the winter, a lot of them should be open all year round. And the reason why is because at the end of the winter, there's still a lineup of people who get in when we close the doors.
Aside from a bed to sleep in, there's also a need for donations like jackets to keep warm and food to not go hungry. Those can be dropped off here on East Hastings Street at what's called the Distribution or Disaster Support Hub.
The province says in the coming weeks and months, BC Housing will finalize additional operating agreements to open more shelter spaces this season as communities identify additional sites. They say while they've invested in thousands of spaces, they recognize the need to do more. In Vancouver, Kate Walker, City News.